Okay. We were discussing in the previous lecture the classification of signals. Am I audible? Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
In which we have discussed where we have left in the previous class. We were discussing things discrete time signal and continuous time signal, isn't it? In this lecture, moving to the next topic, see even signal and hot signal. Can you see the uh, whiteboard? Even signal are those signals for which you can write a mathematical equation f of t is equal to f of minus t, and odd signal are those signals for which you can write f of minus t is equal to minus f of this. What does it mean? It means both equations say about the symmetricity of the signal. See, consider the example that both the equation, either odd or even, both are about symmetricity. What symmetricity? It is symmetric about a vertical axis. F of t is like a triangular pulse having magnitude 1, it is from minus t to plus t. Can you see the symmetricity in this graph? Is it symmetric about vertical axis? It means if symmetricity is about vertical axis, it means it is following this equation. Means if you plot f of minus t, it will look same. Means whatever available in the negative time axis will go to the positive side, and whatever in this positive side will go in the negative side, and so you will see no change occur when you plot the graph of f of minus t. It will remain as it is. So this is called even signal. And other kind of signal is odd signal, where also you can see the symmetricity about vertical axis, but you will see that whatever is in the first quadrant will same as the third quadrant. And in this case, if you plot f of minus t, in this case, if you plot f of minus t, this will become like this. What is present in the first quadrant will go in the second quadrant, and whatever present in the third quadrant will go in the fourth quadrant. This is odd symmetric, and this is even symmetric. Example is clear. Now we take another example. Take f of t is equal to cos t and f of t is equal to sin t. Tell me whether which one of the signal is odd signal or even signal.
Then tomorrow, sir, actually, I was supposed to complete the equity as well as explain.
Anyone, please?
सर साइन की मतलब और बहुत जब माइनस की लेंगे तो ये आ जाएगा साइन माइनस थीटा, तो साइन माइनस थीटा होता है माइनस साइन थीटा, और कॉस माइनस थीटा लेंगे तो कॉस माइनस थीटा होता है मतलब प्लस थीटा आ जाएगा।
सर साइन टी वाला सर ओड होगा और कोस टी वाला सर इवन।
Check mathematically. F of t is given, so find f of minus t, and f of minus t in the case of cos function, f of minus t is equal to cos of minus t, and cos minus theta is same as the cos theta, you know, from the trigonometry. ठीक है? And in the case of f of minus t, when sin minus t, and it will become minus sin t. So in this case, you see, when you take t negative, means time reversal, the magnitude will also reverse. And in this case, if you take the time reversal, magnitude remains as it is. So this is the example of even function, and this is the example of odd function. Again, plot and see the variation of it look like. When you plot the cos function, it will vary like this, and maximum value will occur at this origin, and you will see that the value present in the first quadrant or the right side of this vertical axis is same variation will follow in the negative time axis. And if you plot the sinusoidal function, you will see the variation in the first quadrant will same as the variation in the third quadrant. So the variation in the opposite quadrant, diagonal quadrant, symmetric, see the symmetric in diagonal quadrant and symmetric about vertical axis. Now the concept is clear. Now consider a signal, a non-symmetric kind of signal. Consider a non-symmetric signal. -2 origin 1 1 f of t and t, and also plot f of minus t. If you plot f of minus t, what will happen? If you plot f of minus t, is time reversal. To plot f of minus t, what is present in the right side from the vertical axis will go in the left side of this vertical axis, and vice versa. You will see this is the f of minus t. Now find another function represented as suppose f of t plus f of minus t. Means add these two functions, f of t and f of minus t. What will happen? What will happen? See, from -2 here it will -2, and in this here 2. From -2 the value is 1, and here from -2 to -1 value is 0. So if you add from -2 to -1, the value will be 1. And after -1 to origin, see two graphs, two value 1 and here also 1. It will be 1 plus 1, that will be 2. And 2 will remain continue up to this value 1. From 0 to 1, there are two values, two functions having magnitude 1 and 1 plus 1 remain 2. After once again, there is only one function available, another function is 0, so it will be looking like Anna. Now see, this function, if you divide by 2, then this magnitude will also divide by 2, this magnitude also divide by 2, that will be equal to 1, here 1 by 2. See, this function f of t having magnitude 1, here also earlier it was 1, and in this f of minus t also magnitude is, maximum magnitude is 1. So now this function f of plus t and f of minus t, addition of these two functions divided by 2, you can say that this, can you say about, and can you comment anything about this graph by visualization? You can see the symmetricity about vertical axis, and this is a kind of event function. This is
सर ये 2 से डिवाइड क्यों किया सर, एक बार बता,
so that
रिपीट कर दीजिए.
maximum magnitude can remain as it is. Magnitude will not change. It will be more clearly after doing some example later on. Please keep as 2 से डिवाइड नहीं करेंगे तब भी इवेंट फंक्शन ही है, लेकिन 2 से डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, it will benefit later. ठीक है. Now see another operation, f of t minus f of minus t and divide by 2. Plot this function. Plot this function. If you plot this function, see f of t and f of minus t from -2 to -1, -2 to -1 के बीच में एक ग्राफ अवेलेबल है यहाँ पे, है ना. यहाँ पे तो वैल्यू 0 है, ये 1 minus 0, इट विल बिकम 1. कहाँ से कहाँ तक? -2 से -1 तक वैल्यू 1 है. ठीक है. उसके बाद क्या है, -1 से +1 के बीच में दोनों ही वैल्यू प्रेजेंट है और उसका मैग्नीट्यूड 1 है, तो 1 - 1 हो गया, तो ये तो 0 हो गया, मतलब -1 से +1 के बीच में वैल्यू 0. और 1 के बाद विल सी हियर द मैग्नीट्यूड इज 0 एंड हियर मैग्नीट्यूड इज 1 एंड 0 - 1, ये 0 है, ये माइनस ये वाला ग्राफ है, ये माइनस t है. Here you will see f of this value will be -1, 1 से 2 के बीच में. करेक्ट. ये ग्राफ है, चूंकि डिवाइड बाय 2 किए हैं तो यहाँ डिवाइड बाय 2 कर दो, इसको भी डिवाइड बाय 2 कर दो. और ये ग्राफ ये तुम देखोगे, दिस इज सिमेट्रिक इन द डायगोनल क्वाड्रेंट. सो दिस इज, you can say, odd part of the function f of t. Now do one thing. Now what I am representing here, f of et, f of ot, for odd part of f of t. f of t क्या है, ध्यान रखना, f of t ये है, and this is even part of f of t. Now do one thing, f of et plus f of ot, ये परफॉर्म करो and find the graph. मतलब ये दोनों ग्राफ को ऐड करो, f of et और f of ot, इन दोनों ग्राफ को ऐड करो. सिंपली ग्राफ को ऐड करोगे तब तो मिल ही जाएगा, लेकिन यहाँ से भी तुम देखो तो व्हाट इज दिस, दिस इज एफ ऑफ टी प्लस एफ ऑफ माइनस टी डिवाइडेड बाई 2 एंड प्लस
सर सेम ही ग्राफ
एफ ऑफ टी minus f of minus t divided by 2, and this will, by simplifying, 2ft divided by 2 and finally f of t. That's why ये 2 से डिवाइड यहाँ भी किए थे, ये 2 से डिवाइड करने का मतलब समझ में आया. So that your final, if you add these two function, बाद में वो तुम्हारा रिजल्ट सेम रहे, ना कि दुगना हो जाता है. डिवाइड नहीं करते तो यहाँ पे 2ft आ जाता है ना. नाउ पूरे ही इस जो भी अभी बोर्ड पे डिस्कस किए हैं, क्लियरली यू कैन विजुअलाइज दैट एनी फंक्शन f of t, you can make a conclusion, can be written in the form of two functions. One function is called even function, other function is called odd function. f of t can be represented in the sum of the two functions, and one function is even, other is odd part. Any function f of t. Now make a conclusion. Any non-symmetric, सिमेट्रिक है तो दिख ही जाएगा वो इवन है या ऑड है, लेकिन एनी नॉन सिमेट्रिक फंक्शन कैन बी रिटन, कैन बी expressed as the sum of even part and odd part of the function. Isn't it? ये डिस्कशन क्लियर है. Where even part of f of t is equal to f of t plus f of minus t divided by 2, and f of ot, मतलब odd part of the function f of t is equal to minus f of minus t divided by 2. Keep this as a note, very important. Now do one question. Find the even and odd part of u of t. मेनली ग्राफ प्लॉट करो ताकि क्लियरली दिख सके. आसान क्वेश्चन है, बनाओ फटाफट. If you complete this question, then do another. Odd part और even part जो लोग बना लिए होंगे प्लीज वेरीफाई कर लेना, इस तरह से हो जाएगा. ये मैग्नीट्यूड 1 t हो जाएगा f ऑफ इवन फंक्शन प्लस f ऑफ ऑड फंक्शन जो होगा उस तरह से होगा हाफ f ऑफ ot, दिस इज t.
सर यही आ रहा है.
ये दोनों को ऐड करोगे तो u ऑफ t मिल जाएगा. Find another odd and even part of the function f of t. Find odd and even part of the function f of t, where f of t is given like this. From this minus 2 origin value 2, and from origin to this value 1 t. Everything is clear. Mention minus 2 origin 1, anywhere there minus 1. Find even and odd part of f of t. This is question number 2. Homework. Have you noted this question, everyone?
Yes.
So until now we have discussed that was all about the real valued signal. Now see, the symmetricity also exists in the complex signal. Symmetricity in complex signal. Yes, f of t is equal to f conjugate minus t. If this exists, in that case function is even, and f of t is equal to minus f conjugate minus t. In that case function is odd. Similar to earlier one, बस यहाँ पे चूंकि कॉम्प्लेक्स सिग्नल है तो कॉन्जुगेट भी लगा दे रहे हैं. बाकी एफ ऑफ टी इज इक्वल टू एफ ऑफ माइनस टी पिछले केस में भी था, इवन फंक्शन था ना. इसी फंक्शन को बोलते हैं कॉम्प्लेक्स कॉन्जुगेट सिमेट्री. इसका दूसरा नाम ये भी है, कॉन्जुगेट सिमेट्री. कॉन्जुगेट सिमेट्री, इसका दूसरा नाम है कॉन्जुगेट एंटी सिमेट्री. कॉन्जुगेट एंटी सिमेट्री या कॉन्जुगेट असिमेट्री. Consider example, f of t is equal to e to the power jt. It is a kind of complex signal. Verify whether it is even or odd conjugate. Also called even conjugate. Even conjugate. It is also called odd conjugate. If f of t is equal to e to the power jt, in that case f of minus t is equal to e to the power minus jt. Now taking the conjugate, f of conjugate minus t is equal to j will be replaced by minus j, and earlier here minus 1 is minus j, so it will be minus minus plus jt. So you can say f of t and f of conjugate minus t both are same. It means this is even conjugate. Now take another example. F of t is equal to t e to the power jt. Now check whether it is even conjugate or odd conjugate. If t is replaced by minus t, it will become minus t e to the power minus jt, and if you take the conjugate in minus t, it will become minus t e to the power minus j is replaced by plus jt. Now see here, in this both these are related with this minus sign, t minus t e to the power jt and minus t to the power jt. So these are with negatively related, है ना. So this is odd conjugate. This is this. Now one thing you note please here, in this both cases, expand this in Euler form. This Euler form is expanded trigonometrical form. How will you represent? E to the power jt is expressed as cos t plus j sin t. isn't it? Correct, hai? And replace this t, this also, t multiplied with cos t plus j sin t. Now t को multiply करो, t cos t plus j t sin t. In the both cases, you will see the real part here cos t, and here real part is t cos t. This is imaginary part. This is imaginary part. In the both cases, here this is the real part. Here this is the real part of the given function, of the complex function. This real part is odd in nature. Here cos t is a even function. You see, real part is even function. It means when e to the power jt, since this is even conjugate, this is even conjugate, its expansion will be cos t plus j sin t, and this is real part is even function. And when other example that we have taken was t e to the power jt, that is odd conjugate. In odd conjugate, if you expand this, it will become t cos t plus j t sin t. This is real part. Real part. This is odd function. This is very important, and keep it as a note. And tell me about this also. This is imaginary part. Imaginary part. Sin t is odd function. And in this case, t is a odd function. Sin t is also function, odd function. Two odd function multiplication will be even function. Imaginary part is even function. This is very important notation or observation you can keep. When a complex number is even conjugate, their real part is even and imaginary part will be odd function. And if a complex number is odd conjugate, in that case real part will be odd function and even part will be even. Similarly, in this for the complex number also, any function f of t can be expressed as a complex even conjugate of t plus odd conjugate of t, where even conjugate is replaced by is equivalently calculated by this formula f of t plus f of conjugate minus t divided by 2, same as earlier, and the odd part can be found as e to the power minus f of t minus f conjugate minus t divided by 2. This is to find the even and odd part of the function. You can use this formula. This is odd part. This is even part. Take an example. Find the even and odd part of the function f of n is equal to, this is discrete and complex, 5 plus 4i minus 3 minus 8i minus 1 minus plus 2i j plus 2i 4 minus 6i. This is the discrete and complex. F of n is equal to this. Find even part and odd part of f of n. Even part, even conjugate of f of n can be found as f of n plus f of conjugate minus n divided by 2, and f of odd conjugate can be found by this formula, f of n f of conjugate minus n. सब में सेम ही फॉर्मूला है, वहाँ t is replaced by n in this discrete case. कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए. Use this formula and try to find. Here arrow is given in at the below of minus 1 plus 2i. To solve this question, you can simply use f of minus n. It will become time reversal. What is present in the right side, this will come in the left side of this arrow. That will become 4 minus 6i, and at the origin minus 1 plus 2i will remain as it is, and after this minus 3 minus 8i 5 plus 4i. This is actual f of minus n. Now taking the conjugate, f of conjugate minus n, this will become plus j is replaced by minus j. तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, 4 plus 6i minus 1 minus 2i minus 3 plus 8i 5 minus 4i. Here arrow. Now add these two function and divide by 2 to get the even part. F of even conjugate will be sum of these two, sum of this function and this function. F of minus n conjugate and f of n, sum of these divided by sum of these two divided by 2. एरो से स्टार्ट करेंगे. ये वाला ओरिजिन पे है, यहाँ पे ओरिजिन है, इन दोनों को ऐड करो और वहाँ से लेफ्ट साइड राइट साइड दोनों तरफ प्रोसीड करते हैं. तो दिस वैल्यू इज एडेड विथ दिस वैल्यू. व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट? minus 2 divided by 2, that will be minus 1. करेक्ट. उसके बाद ये वैल्यू डिवाइडेड प्लस ये, दिस विल बिकम 1 plus 2i, 1 plus 2i divided by 2, and this value here no other sample is present. That means the value will be 0. It means 5 minus 4i divided by 2. Here in the left side, this value is added with this minus 3 plus 4 will be 1, and this will be minus 8i plus 6i will be minus 2i. That means 1 minus 2i divided by 2, and after that here no sample is present and here one sample is present. That means it will be Same 5 plus 4i divided by 2. This is the even conjugate. Take 2 outside from, or you can keep that as it is, but you will see one observation when you keep outside this. 5 plus 4i, 1 minus 2i, minus 1, 1 plus 2i, 5 minus 4i. See here, this is the value at origin. This is the value at origin. In this case, the even function, in the even part of the complex function, complex signal, the value present at origin, this is real. This is very big observation. It will be real. And when you will find f of odd conjugate of n by using this formula, f of OM, you will get another function, and that will be equal to 5 by 2 plus 2i minus 7 by 2 minus 7i 2i comma 7 by 2 minus ji minus 5 by 2 plus 2i. And here you will see that this is imaginary. This is imaginary, this is real. What to note in this question? In this question, you should note that when f of n is complex signal and it is represented with even conjugate as well as odd conjugate, sum of the even conjugate and odd conjugate. Here the value at origin, will be purely real. And in the case of odd conjugate, value at origin will be purely imaginary. This is important observation. Now other classification of the signal will be periodic signal and aperiodic signal. Periodic and aperiodic signal. Periodic signal are those signals which repeat its value after a certain interval of time, and mathematically it is expressed as f of t is equal to f of t plus kt, where k is any integer, and t is the fundamental time period. A periodic signal are those signals which does not repeat its value. Here either plus or minus, both will satisfy. Consider the basic and simple example. F of t is equal to sin t, cos t. All these are the real signals, that is periodic. And take, in this case, periodic signal, time period will be 2 pi by omega. Write in another way so that you can understand where omega came from. Omega t cos omega t. The coefficient of t is the omega, and that is called angular frequency, angular velocity or angular frequency. This is time period. F of t is equal to e to the power j omega t. This is complex periodic signal. There are very limited periodic signal in the practical world, so you will not get confused, either in the form of sine or either in the form of Euler function e to the power something. But among the sinusoidal only, you have to identify whether it is periodic or not. All sinusoidal function is not periodic. Please keep in mind. So, and in this case also, t is equal to 2 pi by omega. But when you take the example of sinusoidal and exponential in the discrete time domain, then f of n will be sine omega n and cos omega n or e to the power j omega n. All these values will be periodic or may not be periodic. For the periodicity and the discrete time domain signal, for periodicity in discrete time signal, there is a condition that 2 pi by omega naught will be, this should be a rational number. You have to verify whether this condition is satisfying or not. If satisfying, then time period will be 2 pi by omega into k, where k is any integer. This is the time period for discrete time domain signal, and this is the time period for. But in the continuous time domain signal, there is no condition that it will be either periodic or non-periodic. But for the discrete time signal, you have to verify, you have to check whether this value is periodic or not. Because in the case, see why this happens. See, in the continuous time domain signal, periodicity is in the time, means the time period from which its value will repeat. Time to repeat its value is time period. But when you take the discrete signal, in this case, the time is not the repeating factor. Basically, number of sample will repeat after certain interval of time. And so, the periodicity is defined in the number of sample. How many number of sample is repeating? How many number of sample is repeating? Periodicity is defined in the term of number of samples, and it must be number of sample, number of sample must be integer. It not be any fractional number. Number of sample always be a integral number. This is the difference between the continuous time signal and the discrete time signal. Do some example and you will understand what is the concept. First, note one important thing also, that some of the periodic and some of the periodic signals. If more than one signal are added together, f1t plus f2t and so on, if individually, if f1t, f2t individually, all these are periodic, then f of t may or may not be periodic. Then f of t may or may not be periodic, and if it is periodic, you have to check if time period of f1 divided by time period of f2 or time period of f2 divided by time period of f3 or and so on, this should be a rational number, then f of t will be periodic. And now if this is periodic, then the fundamental time period can be calculated. Fundamental time period can be calculated as the LCM of T1, T2, T3 and so on. This is the thing for continuous time signal. Similar thing also will happen in the case of discrete time signal. Consider, do the question and try to understand what we have discussed till now. Consider a signal f of t is equal to 100 plus 20 sine pi t by 7 minus pi by 6 minus 5 cos pi by 6 minus pi by 3 minus sine 6 pi by 3 plus pi by 4. The function f of t is defined as this. Find the fundamental time period. Find The fundamental time period of f of t. Very easy question. See, first signal is a DC. There is a no frequency, but repeating the value for very short interval time, it will not be considered as the calculation. Only consider the certain value that is repeating it after certain interval of time. First, sine is value. In this case, see, in this case, omega will be, omega 1 will be, suppose this function is f1, in this case omega 1, this is f1 t, this is f2 t, and this is f3 t. So here omega 1 will be coefficient of t, that is pi by 7. Here omega 2 is equal to 5 pi, should be here t, there also should be t. So here omega is equal to 5 pi by 6, and third omega 3 is equal to 6 pi by 3. Individually, all these f1, f2, f3 are periodic. In this function f of t, f1, f2 and f3 individually all are periodic. But you will see that always that you will see in some question that some of these may or may not be periodic, but individually these are periodic. For the combined way of t, is it periodic or not, you have to check certain condition. Check, you have to t1 by t2. For that you have to calculate here t1 also. t1 will be 2 pi by 5 by 7, that is 14. Here t2 will be 2 pi by 5 pi by 6, and that is equal to t2 equal to 12 divided by 5. And similarly t3 will be 2 pi divided by 6 pi by 3, so it will become 3, this is not 3, this is, oh, okay, it will become 5, correct? t1 is 14, t2 is 12 by 5, and t3 is 1. t3 is 1. Now you have to check t1 by t2 is rational or not. t1 is 14, t2 is 14 divided by 12 by 5, it will be 70 divided by 12. Check whether this is rational or not. Again check t1 by t3. All the possible combination of time period that are available, check, you will see all these are rational number. Check, I don't know whether this is rational number or not. If all these are the rational number, then fundamental time period will be equal to LCM of all these time intervals. LCM of 14, 12 by 5 and 1. How will you find? LCM of fractional number is calculated as the LCM of numerators divided by HCF of denominator. denominators. And LCM of 14, 12 and 1, it will be, calculate, it's your
84 sir.
84,
Yes,
पता नहीं, तुम लोग चेक कर लेना.
यस सर, यही आएगा 84/1.
84 is the fundamental time period. Now another
Sir,
case can
sorry to
happen.
interrupt.
Sir.
Sir,
Yes.
सर वेब डेवलपमेंट की क्लास है सर, वो स्टार्ट होने वाली है.
क्या है?
यस सर.
सर
वेब डेवलपमेंट की क्लास है.
की क्लास स्टार्ट.
तो ये टॉपिक भी कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाते हम लोग, इसमें डिस्टर्ब कर देते हैं. चलो ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्लास में नेक्स्ट डिस्कस करेंगे. ये एक नोट लिख लो, पीरियडिसिटी इन डिस्क्रीट. periodicity for some of the discrete time signal. F of n will be the sum of two functions, suppose f1 and f2. This will be periodic only when if the fundamental period of this is n1 and this is n2. Similarly, the case that it should be rational. n1 should be rational. Means n1 is equal to 2 pi by omega 1 and it should be rational. And in this case, here n2 is equal to 2 pi by omega 1 and it should be rational. And if individually both n1 and n2 are rational, definitely n1 divided by n2 it will be rational. So no need to check whether this is n1 and n2 rational or not. Finally, individually these all fundamental periods are rational. So you can directly calculate the fundamental period of f of n is equal to LCM of n1 and n2 and so on, if more than two signals are present. In this observation, if you do the example based on this, you will see that very important observation, that sum of the discrete and periodic signal, if more than one signal are present, is sum of this 1 to suppose n number of discrete periodic signal. In this case, always periodic, and if more than one signal is present but continuous periodic signal, in this case it is conditionally conditionally periodic. You have to check whether it is existing periodic signal or not. So this is keynote. Please do with some example based on this. Try to solve the question of previous year GATE examination. And if you found any query, please ask. Thank you for today's class. Okay, we will stop here.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.